Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, and community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9.
Welcome to the City Manager's Report, a look at city updates and a preview of the next Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda.
And thanks for joining us for this edition of the City Manager's Report. I'm Andy Raddick, and in a moment we'll be joined by our City Manager, Rebecca Grill. In the first half of today's program, we'll have some municipal news updates as well as items of note from the upcoming Tuesday, October 28th Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda. In the second half, we'll visit the Oshkosh Public Museum to find out what they have planned through the upcoming holiday season. And with that, we bring in our City Manager, Rebecca Grill. Rebecca, thanks for joining us today and being on the program.
Thanks for having me.
All right, well, we have a lot to discuss today, and I know that you're a very busy person with budgeting and everything going on right now. So why don't we dive into the budget here right away. I know that the 2026 budget information is now available online on the city's website. And the budget prioritizes expenditures that best serve the community needs, including redevelopment sites, catalyst sites, things like that. What else can you tell us about this year's budget?
Well, one of the most things that I'm very proud of that we were able to do is maintain a flat levy. And what that means is that there's going to be a lower city tax rate. Yeah. This is a proposed budget, so the council still has to consider it.
Okay.
But thanks to a variety of different investments and things that we did with our staffing and came in lower for our health insurance costs, we were able to maintain that flat levy, which is important for the residents and the taxpayers.
Okay, sure. So that lower rate is $7.73, which is down from last year's of $8.14.
Right.
So a little bit.
Yeah, it went down a little bit, so it's about 5%. And again, this is the recommendation.
Sure.
You can see on the screen the estimated city tax based on a $225,000 home is estimated to go down 91.17. And that's the city's portion of the tax bill.
Okay, all right. So, and that's generally if your property value stayed the same, you would see that reduction in the city's portion of the tax bill. Okay.
Correct. If there was an adjustment to the value, you should have received a notice of that a couple months ago. So if it went up slightly, your reduction might not be as great. Okay. And if your value is less or more, it'll be dependent on the value. Mm-hmm. That's just an estimated tax reduction.
Okay, all right. Could you give us some insight on how this reduction was accomplished through this proposed budget?
Sure. I mentioned a little bit about the health insurance. We were anticipating a certain amount of increase, but we were able to mitigate that. We have a 3 Waves clinic that we have for our employees that we work with the school district and the county. So we were able to come in as 0%. We also we did end up taking from the fund balance, but it was a reduction from $3.5 million to $1.1 million.
Okay.
We also did some adjustments with the fund balances for the different special revenue accounts. We moved them back into the general fund. So some type of accounting things. We're also going through a restructuring, looking at how we operate our departments differently, and so that'll result in some savings for the 2026 and beyond.
Okay, so really it's a combination of all of those different angles of things that you could look at in order to formulate this, really.
Correct. And as far as the restructuring, we'll be talking through that with our staff internally in the next couple weeks, and then it will be part of the public. We'll let the public know what that's going to look like, but we're trying to mitigate any impacts on city services so we can maintain the same high quality services that the residents expect.
Okay, very good. And the residents, the public is welcome to weigh in on this proposed budget as well.
Correct. We're having a public hearing on November 4th at 5 p.m. in City Hall here. So if people have input, they are free to come to that if they're able, but if they're not able to come, they can send an email to citymanager@oshkoshwi.gov, and we will take that into consideration and share it with the council.
Okay, and the actual city budget will be on the agenda for approval by the council at the November 11th council meeting. So
Correct.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
that's when the final decision is made.
Right.
All right. Well, and speaking of council, there is currently a vacant seat on the council, and we'd like to encourage folks to give some consideration to applying to be on the city council.
We'll be taking applications through November 12th at 4:30. They can either come to the city clerk's office and drop them off or email them to us. Then once we receive them, they are put online and the council will make a recommendation. They'll interview people on the November 25th meeting,
Okay.
I think for 5 minutes, and they'll make a decision that evening. And people can find out more on the website or contact our office. On any page, I believe, of the website at the top that's being shown right now, they can click on council vacancy information, and all the process is listed there for people.
Sure. And there's more information there. The candidate questionnaire is there. Some additional details. So please check out the city's website if you have any interest in looking into that. We encourage our residents to give some consideration to public service through being on council. All right. Well, we wanted to talk about something that's kind of exciting that just recently happened in Oshkosh. The new William Waters Plaza gazebo construction has been completed. And I know as I've driven through the downtown area, I've seen it in its various stages of completion, and it's actually finally completed.
It's a beautiful space for downtown, and we'll be there'll be a ribbon cutting coming up on November 4th. So November 4th is a big day. So we'll have the ribbon cutting at 11 o'clock that morning. The location of the gazebo is at 103 Washington Avenue, which is across from the library. There'll be some plantings done later, but we're going to make sure that it's usable for the public shortly.
Sure. Yeah. Again, that ribbon cutting is on November 4th, 11 a.m. At the Plaza, 103 Washington Avenue, and the public is welcome to attend. So we encourage you to check that out, or drive down close to the Oshkosh Public Library across the street, and you can take a look. All right, then we also wanted to make mention that Winnebago County is offering a lead-safe homes program, and I know that there's been a lot of discussion about keeping us safe from the hazards of lead. Lead can cause damage to the brain, body, nervous system, and it's especially harmful for children and pregnant women. So we wanted to point out that this program is available.
Yeah, I was at an event this morning where they discussed this, so I just wanted to bring it up. The Lead Safe Homes program helps coordinate and pay for lead removal hazards from homes and rental properties, not in Oshkosh, but also in the larger Winnebago County. The program will cover up 85 to 100% of the costs to make homes lead safe. And again, it's for homeowners or landlords. There are some qualifications that people need to meet, but they can visit or call. The information is on the screen at this time to find out more. Yeah, okay. We encourage folks to check that out. And that is a great program that is available through our partners at Winnebago County, and that is available for them. Okay, then we wanted to move forward, Rebecca, and just mention that loose leaf collection is underway in Oshkosh right now, and that the trucks have been moving through neighborhoods beginning on October 20th. Leaves are going to be picked up the day after their people's scheduled garbage collection day. They should only be putting leaves out there, no grass, brush, or garden plants. We ask that people pile the leaves on the terrace, not on the storm sewer, because that can block the storm water from being able to drain out from the road. It goes through the week of November 17th to the 21st.
So November 21st is the last day of leaf collection that's scheduled. And what about if people have pumpkins?
Please do not put the pumpkins in the road or on the terrace with the leaves. You can take them to the yard waste drop-off center, or people can put them in their garbage carts.
Okay, perfect. And if anyone has questions about any of this information, they can contact the sanitation office at 920-232-5383, and they'll be happy to answer your questions and help you out. I know residents always talk about this truck and they think it looks like an elephant or something. So
yeah, I was going to say Snuffleupagus.
That's the other one. Yes, there's always going to be a Sesame Street reference.
Yes.
So people like to see the leaf truck every fall. It's a sign of fall. Another sign of fall is that it's Halloween coming up, and we have some trick-or-treat hours for Oshkosh.
Yes. So before you throw away your pumpkins in the garbage, trick-or-treat will be on Friday, October 31st, and the hours are from 5 to 7 p.m. So when they're on the weekend, on a Friday, or a weekday, we just have them from 5 to 7, and Friday is considered a weekday. So.
Okay, all right, thanks for that clarification.
Yes.
Because there have been a lot of questions about
Yes.
it. So a little different timing if it would have fallen on a weekend, but
Yes.
but since it is a weekday, it's 5 to 7 on Friday, October 31st.
Yes.
All right, well, very good. Then I think at this point, Rebecca, we will turn our attention to the upcoming Oshkosh Common Council agenda. That meeting is on Tuesday, October 28th at 6 p.m. at City Hall. That will be televised here on Oshkosh Media, various platforms, GovTV. Please check it out or attend in person. Well, we have several items to mention here. Under the consent agenda, we have an item accepting a master plan for Quarry Park.
Yes, this plan was recently reviewed by the Advisory Park Board and the Plan Commission, and they both recommended approval.
Okay, very good. So they will be taking a look at that one. Then we also have an item approving appointments to the Long Range Finance Committee and the Oshkosh Housing Authority.
Yeah, so these are appointments that are done by the mayor. We just want to take this opportunity to highlight that if people want to be more involved in government, they can apply to serve on some of our boards or commissions.
Sure, and I know that folks can look at the city's website for more information, or they can contact Cami at 920-236-5002 to get more information about the various committees that are seeking members right now.
Right.
But we encourage folks to consider that, please, because we need residents to participate in their local government, and it's a great way to do it.
Yes.
All right. Then we also have, under our new resolutions, we have a professional services agreement with OpenGov. And this is a software platform that can do multiple things for municipal government. And we're looking to streamline, and this is a way that we can do that.
Yes, one of the things that we are looking at doing is providing more digital and online services. So we're looking at implementing OpenGov software solution. We would like it to be for most of the public-facing requests and licensing and permitting. So we have some currently we have some other software solutions. They'll be rolled into this. You can see a screen with what it can handle. We're not going to be doing cannabis licensing. That's just a screen they use.
Not a concern here. Okay.
Yes, but if indeed we needed to, we could. So it's a very flexible permit licensing and permitting system. It helps modernize things, improve communication. People can see where their items are in process. other departments can see, so it's very transparent. And then, as I mentioned, we can add things at any time and adjust them. It's very simple for people to use.
So it's very much like a virtual city hall, really.
Correct. So
Okay.
if people can't make it here, we're going to try to make sure that we have all of the things online so they can interact with us whenever they are able to. We'll also be providing the ability for people to pay for things online with credit cards or debit cards, which
Okay.
a lot of people prefer to do.
Sure, sure. And it's really great because not only is it a convenience for our residents, but it also streamlines things for staff here at the city as well.
Correct. So
Yeah.
right now, we might not know what another department is doing regarding a certain address, and this way we'll be able to see that. Eventually, we'd like to bring in some of the information we already have regarding addresses so that it would be one place to look at to see what has happened at an address or what is currently going on at the address.
Okay, oh, very good. Then we also have another item approving the 2026 to 2035 capital improvement program.
And our capital improvement is very vast. It goes through not only facilities, but a lot of roads and road reconstructions. I believe there's a few that are, I think Ohio Street we're doing. I don't know all of the specifics, but we're looking at doing a joint training center for the police and fire, looking into creating those plans. We also have the Clear Wells project that's been talked about for many years. That's still on our capital list. So it'll be discussed on Tuesday, and then hopefully the council will pass it at that time. One of the other things that's on there is the Grand Opera House. The city had made a commitment last year of $5 million. If the Grand Opera House raise $5 million, they are close to raising that. So that is one of the items that is on there. We are applying for a matching grant from the state, so hopefully we can reduce the amount of taxpayer funds, the city taxpayer funds that go to the Grand Opera House, but that's to be continued.
Okay, all right, very good. We'll stay tuned.
Yes.
All right. And then we had a few other items that the council will be discussing and considering as well. So looking at UTV, ATV use, regulation of e-bikes, and special assessment deferral policy.
Yeah, so essentially they'll be on the agenda. The council will be discussing them. If people have comments or want to weigh in on that, they could come to the council meeting on Tuesday and register to speak for the items and weigh in, or they can send us information ahead of time.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, Rebecca, thanks for your insights onto all these various topics today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Sure. And we recently visited, as we mentioned earlier, we visited the Oshkosh Public Museum to see what's new and to find out what they have planned through this upcoming holiday season. So let's head over to the museum. I'm here with Anna Canizzo of the Oshkosh Public Museum, and thanks for joining us. And there's a lot going on here at the museum, as always. And can you share some information about the most popular exhibitions that are going on right now at the museum?
Yeah, thanks Andy, and thanks for having us.
Sure.
We do have some really exciting exhibitions right now at the museum. Two of the most popular are visiting exhibitions. We have Nature as Muse, which was curated from the Richard H. Driehaus collection in Chicago, custom for this museum. So this isn't a traveling show where you would see these pieces together curated in this way. It's specifically for the Oshkosh Public Museum, and it explores Tiffany Studios using nature as inspiration for their artwork, from windows to vases to lamps. There's a variety of media on display, and again, it's custom specifically for the Oshkosh Public Museum and in a uniquely Tiffany environment, because the historic Sawyer home interiors were designed by Tiffany Studios, which is a really rare thing to remain. And so to have these pieces actually in that Tiffany environment is particularly exciting.
Yeah, that's really a special feature of the museum. That's
Yes.
something that maybe a lot of people don't know about.
Yes, exactly. And so we're really excited. Nature's Muse will be on view through the beginning of January, so make sure to come see that. We're really leaning in heavily to the Tiffany aspect, particularly because of the Sawyer home. So we also have Gardens and Glass presented by the Neustadt collection of Tiffany glass in Queens, New York. And that explores really the floral inspirations in Tiffany windows and lamps in particular. That is a traveling show, but we were excited to be the Midwest premiere for that show. And that's on display in our newly renovated Waldwick Gallery on the second floor. So it's a great time to come and take a look at that space that was recently renovated and made available to the public.
Yeah, that's a wonderful gallery. It's plenty of space up there, and as you mentioned, it was renovated, and a great space in order to kind of share some of these exhibitions.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well, you just recently held the Dia de los Muertos, and can you share some information about some of your other upcoming programming?
Sure. Yeah, it was our 4th annual Dia de los Muertos recently, and it was outstanding. We had some great partnerships. The ofrenda is still on view until the actual Day of the Dead, so please come see that. Upcoming, on November 6th, we will have Lee Reiherzer do a presentation in our In Good Spirits exhibition in the Sawyer Library, and that really, that display goes through the wonderful libation history here in Wisconsin and in this region, and Lee is a wonderful local beer historian, so it'll be really exciting to get his history and within the gallery too, so he'll kind of do it in place and kind of walk visitors through that. So that'll be November 6th at 5:30.
Okay, and give us a little bit of background about In Good Spirits and,
Sure.
and kind of what people might expect with that exhibition.
Sure. It displays, it's all from the museum's collection. So it's beer steins along with beer stein history, which is actually really fascinating, and its roots of why beer steins are shaped the way they are or designed the way they are. It goes back to the plague. So who would know? We talk about champagne and of course our lovely beer history here in Oshkosh. So we have items that some people probably have in their cupboards right now from Chief Oshkosh beer and those types of local manufacturers will be on display as well. So there's a variety of why drinking vessels are shaped that way or designed that way or decorated a particular way. A champagne flute versus a champagne coupe. So it dives a little bit more into that history. So people get to learn about why things look that way and some of the history behind these stories and manufacturers even here in Oshkosh.
Yeah, well, it sounds fascinating. That's one of the gems of the museum is that you learn the history kind of behind all of these different things.
Absolutely.
And learn a lot about it. So speaking of hidden gems, there's also a program coming up about the Tiffany interiors here.
Yes. So I had mentioned Tiffany's Gardens and Glass that is on loan from the Neustadt collection of Tiffany glass out of Queens, New York. Their executive director and chief curator, Lindsay Parrott, will be holding a virtual program series with myself and Assistant Director, Chief Curator Emily Rock, where we're really discussing the unique and rare nature of the historic Sawyer home. So people can tune in. It's organized through the Neustadt. Information coming very, very soon on that. We will be holding a watch party, though, here at the museum. So after the program concludes, Emily and I will come down from our computers and do some Q&A with those that are doing the watch party here. And that'll be free for members. So yeah, stay tuned. Information coming on that as well. And that's October 29th.
Okay, October 29th for the watch party, that is?
The watch party and the
Okay.
program. The Neustadt also makes these programs. They have other virtual programs. They're available to rewatch, so they have recordings. There is a nominal fee, but it's such a great program. And if Tiffany is something that interests you beyond what is in the Sawyer home, they have some great offerings there. Their last program at the Allentown Art Museum, they had recently acquired some Tiffany windows for their collection, and how they lit them to go on display in the museum, which you would say, how interesting can that be? It's fascinating. I say check out their programming in addition to ours that we're holding, but it's really exciting that the Oshkosh Public Museum and the Historic Sawyer Home interiors are going to be among these wonderful Tiffany treasures and highlighted because it really is a hidden gem. A lot of people don't know about it, and again, this will help to promote what a unique treasure we have here in Oshkosh.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. There's always so much more to learn, and this is another one of those opportunities. All right. Well, the Tiffany's Gardens and Glass exhibit it's still trending on social media. It's been really, really well received. And I know that you're having some additional educational programming that's coming up.
Yeah. Lindsay Parrott, who is that executive director, chief curator at the Neustadt. We've been working with them for quite a while now, and especially with Gardens and Glass, and we'll be hosting that virtual program with them. But she'll be coming here to Oshkosh to talk about Gardens and Glass. So it's a great opportunity to hear from her expert background with this collection that's on display and how it was curated, the story behind it. She's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to Tiffany, and so she will be visiting and doing a curator talk presentation here, and that'll be November 13th. And that will be ticketed too, and we will have information available soon too, so keep your eye out.
Okay, yeah, definitely. November 13th at 5:30 p.m., I believe it is.
Yes, yep.
All right, perfect. Well, and also we've been talking about that the holidays are around the corner. Wow, it comes fast.
It does.
It's like we're talking about holidays already. But the thing is, in the past, the museum decorated, and it's always been a highlight, I think, for a lot of people. They love to visit the museum at the holidays. And what is special planned for this year's holiday season?
Yeah, so we continually decorate the historic Sawyer home during the holiday period, and this year's no different. We will have holiday decor up, but what is new is that we will be having a new program series called Sounds of the Season, where we'll have some musical performances throughout the month of December to complement the beautiful holiday decor that'll be up in the historic Sawyer home. On December 6th, we're really excited to welcome Randy Peterson, who is a really well-known children's performer with songs. He's a children's educator and storyteller, and so he will be on site to do the performance on December 6th, and Mrs. Claus will be on site to do some story time with families, so it'll be a great family-friendly day. And of course, our holidays are not complete without our annual elf scavenger hunt that we have here at the museum. People take it seriously. They sometimes get into teams, and families will get into teams, and they will compete. It's just a lot of fun to add to that holiday season of celebration. So please come by and see that and take in some of the performances during the Sounds of the Season.
Yeah. And you have some opportunities for discounted admission too?
Yes, because, and this is going on currently too, visitors that show that they are members or a receipt from, or that they have reservations to go to the Payne Art Center and Gardens, we are giving 50% off discount to their admission here at the museum. So it's a great if you want a great day with your family, come here to the museum, take in our holiday offerings, those wonderful exhibitions I described, and then go over to the Payne for their amazing Nutcracker in the Castle presentation that they do every year. And you can find elves here, and I believe you find mice there.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So get your scavenger hunt teams ready. There's a lot to do right with our neighbors across the street. So,
yeah, that's a great collaboration.
Yes, yes.
We have all these treasures, including the Payne here as well.
Yes.
So that is wonderful. How can people learn more about all of these wonderful things going on at the museum?
Yes, well, you can sign up for our newsletter. Go right to our website, which is oshkoshmuseum.org, and it's just a nice way to keep in touch with the happenings going on at the museum. So,
Sure, and I know that you have very active social media as well, Facebook,
Yep.
and I believe there's Instagram as well, so great to check in on those as well.
absolutely, absolutely. Yes, we post things pretty much daily.
All right, well, Anna Canizzo, thank you very much for joining us today on the show, and appreciate your time.
Thank you, Andy. Have a great day.
And thank you for joining us today. Again, that Common Council meeting is at 6 p.m. this Tuesday, October 28th at City Hall, which is 215 Church Avenue. You can watch that live on GovTV, Spectrum Channel 10, UVerse Channel 99, and streaming on YouTube and OshkoshMedia.org. So please join us again in 2 weeks for another City Managers Report. Thanks for watching.